Hello, everyone. My name is Sanjeev Musuvathy. I'm an ex-BCG consultant, an ex-Googler, and the founder of Rocketblocks, an online platform that helps candidates prepare for interviews. And today I'm excited because we've got Sanjeev with us. Sanjeev is a graduate of UNC undergraduate business school. He is an incoming associate at BCG in their Dallas office. So thank you today and I forgot to mention, he got offers at all three MBB consulting firms. So congratulations, Sanjeev, and thanks for joining us today.
Awesome. It's great to be here, Kenton.
Cool. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a classic sort of mock interview on a prototypical question that comes up in basically every interview process, every consulting interview, but probably every product management, just like most interviews across the board, which is the walk me through your resume question. So I'm just going to jump in here and we're going to go through that, and we'll do a little bit of chatter at the end after we're done. So Sanjeev, can you walk me through your resume?
Yeah, for sure. Well, first, Kenton, it's great to be here. As we mentioned earlier, I'm Sanjeev. I'm currently a junior at the University of North Carolina studying computer science and business. And I came to college really excited about the way that technology could be used to make an impact on society. So I initially pursued that through working and building products at Y-Combinator startups from Nigeria to Silicon Valley. And so it was really cool to take these very abstract problems and build targeted solutions, like designing a retail cryptocurrency trading product in Africa. But I quickly realized that I was trying to build these awesome products without having great understandings of what metrics for success looked like or what great products look like. So I spent some time and moved to the other side of the table in venture capital, where I was fortunate to do fellowships at funds like Two Sigma Ventures and Soma Capital, and even helped build 2 student-run venture capital funds. So I got to meet a ton of incredible entrepreneurs, learned about a variety of different industries and what it took to win. And so I was really energized by that fact, but I missed the more hands-on operational side that I experienced back in the startup world and product roles. And so this conflicting realizations ended up leading me to experiment with consulting. And so I led 2 student-run consulting engagements with GSK and Lenovo. And I found there's this really unique balance of not only evaluating the problems that companies are facing, but actually building targeted solutions and working with them. So I'm here today because I've always long admired the work that BCG has done with technology around the world, whether it's building a new Starbucks mobile app or combating malaria in emerging markets with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. And I really want to do that consulting work in technology at the Dallas office. I mean, it's the birthplace of the digital practice. I've had mentors from the office since I was a freshman in college. My family's here, and it's where I grew up. So there's no other place I'd rather help learn to how to make an impact on the world with technology at.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you for sharing. That was great. Let's see, a couple reactions from my side. So one of the things that I like that you did is, obviously you've done a lot of internships. Like if you go look at your LinkedIn, we'll put it in like the show notes. But I think you did a good job of just bucketing and summarizing them. So it wasn't like I was listening to a laundry list and getting lost in it. Like it was like, hey, I did some stuff with YC operating. I did some stuff like with venture capital, and those 2 experiences combined got me interested in consulting. I think the other thing I liked was that you gave pretty good sort of short summaries of like what one concrete thing you did in each, like, oh, retail cryptocurrency platform, or help stand up this VC fund versus like a ton of different details. And also like, hey, that led me from X to Y. I think there was good transitions. And then the third thing I really loved is like you also brought it home at the end of like why we're talking here today. Like, hey, I'm interested in, this leads me to like BCG Dallas. I am curious, is the Dallas office the birthplace of the digital practice at BCG?
Yeah, actually. Yeah. Dylan Bolden, who's a senior partner, he's one of my mentors, and also one of the big honchos at BCG. He was out of the Dallas office, and he's the one who built it from scratch. So a lot of the infrastructure for the digital practice, a lot of the partners are actually based out of Dallas and Austin now.
That's cool. And that's an example of like, clearly you'd like done some research and knew that, and were able to just sort of like naturally fold that in, which that type of stuff makes a big difference. And it's like a subtle way, right? You weren't like, hey, I did a bunch of research and I know that Dylan started it. It was like, excited because this is the birthplace of the practice, etc. Like I don't know if I really have any critiques. I think like one thing that like I would have loved to understood a little more of is like how the VC slash YC experience led you to think about like, I think at one point you mentioned like there's more like I want to do more operational stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
And sometimes like you think of like consulting as like less operational
yeah,
versus more strategic. Although the barriers are blending a lot these days because like
yeah,
BCG, McKinsey, all these companies do a lot more implementation, tactical work than they have in the past. They sort of span that spectrum.
yeah.
But yeah, I liked a lot of the stuff you covered.
Yeah, it's interesting because a lot of what they've done at BCG, especially with BCGX, is they're moving more downstream. So a lot of associates and consultants are taking roles in these tech AI projects that are more focused on product ownership. So there's a really interesting opportunity there for people who want to move into technology after consulting, or even just want to do that function, but in a variety of different industries to be
Yeah,
able to do it at BCG.
yeah. Let me ask you this. I'm curious, and we didn't talk about this before, so it'd be interesting to see your off the cuff reaction. Like, there's the version of the question which is walk me through your resume, which I think
Yeah,
comes up frequently. There's like different flavors of it that get asked. Like sometimes let's say, "Oh, just tell me about yourself."
yeah.
If someone uses that flavor, would you just use the same answer or would you edit it? Do you think that's a different question in any way?
Yeah, I think the tell me about yourself versus walk me through your resume is a subtle nuance. I think with the tell me about yourself, I'm more prone to throw in some more unique parts about my personality and background. So I'll be like, I might start instead with like, hi, I'm Sanjeev. I'm from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Talk a little bit more about like kind of the structures of like my life. I might
Yeah.
also throw in the fact that I was in the Glow program at UNC, so I spent a year traveling and
Mm,
living in Hong Kong and Copenhagen, things
yeah.
that are more outside of the resume focus versus walk me through your resume seems like a very specific type of question
Yeah.
to be asked and a very
Yeah.
bucketed.
Yeah. No, that makes total sense to me. That is the same way I think about those differences as well. It's more about like, okay, they want to know for some reason a little more about, yeah, like I grew up in Minnesota or
Yeah,
where I
yeah.
grew up mostly. But cool.